Howdy everybody, ArgonMatrix here. Welcome to episode 140 of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Moving on with our challenges here, we're actually getting pretty close to the end of these. We got, what, 7 left here? I mean, we have to go back and do pay to play and speed again, try those out, but we'll go on to Pride Day for right now. I don't exactly remember what this one entails. I think I remember the general theme, but the actual items we start with was kind of a mystery. CQDK QDM0. So we got $3 bill and we have Rainbow Baby. We also have Rainbow Worm. Rainbows everywhere. So that's the whole general theme of this. Isaac's a very happy child as well. I'm not used to seeing that expression on Isaac's face, and it's a little... I mean, I shouldn't say unsettling, because it's like he's actually happy, as a child is meant to be, instead of crying, like, eternally. I mean, he's still shooting tears out of his face as weapons, so, I mean, that's one thing you can take out of this, I suppose, but regardless, I imagine we won't be getting any item rooms on this challenge, as we so often don't. That's pretty good, though. I mean, I'm not going to be able to pick up the lard there, but would I even want to, is the question. Just going to go ahead and deal with the riffraff here, and it looks like this challenge only goes to Mom's Heart, which is not that bad. And honestly, we're like not that bad off. $3 bill is a pretty decent upgrade as far as tiers go. I mean, it can be a pretty decent upgrade anyway. It's not a guarantee. That's kind of the nature of the item, is that it's very, very random. It's interesting. I'm not sure why, like, these rainbow-themed items in this game are, like, random. I guess it's because, like, the very nature of a rainbow is, like, there's so many colors, and it's like, oh, what's it gonna be? It's kind of like, anyone who's ever played Dungeons & Dragons, there's, like, those spells, Prismatic Wall, Prismatic Ray, or whatever, and it's, like, depending on the color that hits you, it gets a random effect. So, I mean, I guess, just the very nature of something that's multicolored is random, I guess. I don't know. I don't exactly know what I'm talking about. I think I got the gist across there, but regardless, we'll see how this goes. And I know $3 bill isn't necessarily like a rainbow-themed item, but it seems to fit in with the scope of the challenge here. What are you doing there, Minu? I have like a glass of water here, and she's like leaped up on my lap and started to like sniff at it, even though she has her own very perfectly capable bowl of water over on the ground over there. I don't know why she doesn't just drink out of that. No, she's gotta take an interest in mine. Ooh. I should check out that tinted rock. Can I get it with one? I don't know if I can. I can, okay. It was close, but we got it. And we'll get a move on here. We actually did manage to get to Spirit Heart out of Blue Pin on the previous floor, so that was pretty nice. And then having this extra Spirit Heart only helps to ensure our deal with the Devil Sanctuary on this floor for the time being anyway. I'm always confused. It's always this one rock in this room that just never gets blown up. I guess it's just like the room was not set up in such a way that the radius of the other rocks hits that one. Even though it looks like fairly symmetrical when you walk in. I don't know, I'd have to maybe do like a double take just to make sure. Oh, I just got a pop-up notification. It's a comment on my most recent video saying congrats on your 100th death. Is that true? Was the last video my 100th death as Lilith on Greedier mode? I mean, obviously I haven't died 100 times as Lilith on Greedier mode. It's just I have that death in particular was my 100th one. Apparently, I don't know. I might have to check the stats on that one, I guess. If someone's been keeping track. Apparently someone has, and that person is the Green Lightning Mr. T, or MRT, or however I'm meant to pronounce that. I always get self-conscious about how to pronounce names on the internet, but it's like, what if you do it wrong and you insult someone inadvertently? So we got 2 tiers up pills. Bombs are key. I mean, that was just a lovely time. That was a great release of dopamine right there, hearing that pills, like that positive pill sound 4 times in a row. Even though only 2 of the pills were really that good, like a tiers upgrade pill is it controversial to say that the tiers up pill is maybe the best pill in the game? It's like such a simple pill, I know, that it like really, it's too boring to be the best pill in the game, right? And maybe it is. Maybe like something like I'm Drowsy kind of classes it out, which I personally think it does. I'm Drowsy, I know it's like still one of the most recent pills added to the game, so maybe I need to give it more time to marinate, but it's absolutely been a run winner for me at times. So, or not a run winner necessarily, but like a super boss winner. So like against Delirium and Hush, even though you don't have to beat them necessarily all the time, it's good to have it when you do want to beat them. Know what I mean? You know what I mean. Regardless, I should actually check this out just in. Oh my god, we got 3 keys for 1 key. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid. And we're actually maintaining a pretty, not decent Spirit Heart economy. We're like just barely hanging on by the skin of our teeth most of the time here. Which is fine. But yeah, we haven't gotten any like real good upgrades as far as I'm concerned. Like Speedball's okay. Cube Meat can be good if we get the opportunity to use our orbitals in an offensive manner. Otherwise, we're still basically living on a wing and a prayer here. Trying to make the most of what $3 bill can give us, which we don't have much control over that, so... I mean, that's another thing about those pill upgrades earlier, is that Tears Up is not necessarily always going to be the best pill for you. Because tears don't always matter on a run. They matter very frequently on runs, but there are runs out there where the tear stat does not matter, or could sometimes even be detrimental to your success. I say that, and I can't think of a single example where it would be detrimental to your success, but I'm sure a run out there exists. We're gonna go ahead and blow this up like this, because I don't want either of those, really. Get a nickel for that, nickel for our troubles, penny for your thoughts, and then we'll go ahead and blow it up again, because I don't care about those. Yeah, we'll take Mom's Key. That's a pretty decent upgrade. We've been getting a fair amount of chests on this run so far. Which, I mean, has been entirely random because I don't have any luck upgrades or anything like that. Nothing influencing it. Now let me walk on over to the other side here and try and get a clear shot on these guys. Good stuff. This is the one nice thing about not having treasure rooms on the challenge run, is that you don't have to worry about like going out of your way to find it if you find the boss first or something. It saves you definitely a little bit of time, which I guess is why a lot of the challenge run videos tend to be the shorter ones in the series. Shouldn't be surprising, even though it does surprise me sometimes. Regardless, we're making quick work of the stain here. Hopefully we'll get a deal with the devil. I mean, our last one, I mean, we actually stand to get a deal with the angel, which I would not be too opposed to, because like I said in one of the earlier videos, apparently deals with the angel have been buffed a little bit in Booster Pack 2, and I don't know if I've really gotten a chance to see that as of yet, because I've only been playing Greedier mode recently. And I don't know if the Angel Rooms in Greedier mode received the same sort of buff that the main game did, you know? His Greedier mode. I believe they have different room generation sort of algorithms. But I digress. It's so nice outside today. I haven't been outside at all, so it's like it's kind of rich for me to be saying that. It's like, oh, it's so nice. I should go out and go for a walk or something. I'm gonna be going out a little bit later, but this is like one of my favorite times of the year. Is like either cresting into summer or cresting out of summer. Because they're very similar times of the year for me. And part of it is just how long the days last. Like, I don't like the days to last an exorbitantly long time. Like right now, what is it? It's a little bit after 9 and the sun is just setting. That may be a little long for me. Like, sometimes I'm just like, okay, just get the day over with already. It needs to be nighttime. I think, like, 9 o'clock is a good time for it to be actually officially declared dark. So, like, whenever that apex hits, or, like, that sweet spot hits in the year, that's, like, always, like, one of my favorite times of the year just because of the days feel so perfect. It's, like, so perfectly attuned to my lifestyle at that moment. But then it goes on, and the years continue as they always do. And we're trudging towards that longest day of the year. And then eventually we'll arc our way back to the shortest day of the year, and it'll be miserable for everybody when it gets dark, like around 5 o'clock. It's like, ugh. I guess that would be reversed for the southern hemisphere. Okay, I need to know, are there people out there watching this video right now from the southern hemisphere? Because I need to know what your life is like. Like, I know that sounds like silly. It's like they're normal people. You can talk to them, you can learn about their lives. It's probably not that much different from mine, and realistically it's probably not. But I know so little about like countries and cultures in the Southern Hemisphere. It's not even funny. And it's like, it almost seems like a whole nother world to me. I don't know, I guess I'm just not a very worldly person in general, but the Southern Hemisphere just seems like a major outlier. Like, I know my fair share about the countries around me, you know, like Mexico, United States, obviously, Canada, quite clearly. And then, like, across the pond, we got, like, Japan and China and all those eastern countries. We got Europe, UK, Paris, France. I mean, Paris, France. Oh, no, I don't believe that Paris is actually a country. I'm pretty sure it's just a city. I could be wrong, but I'm not, so. I don't know, Europe's kind of a weird one, too, for me, because it's like such a small area. Like, the entirety of Europe is, like, smaller than Canada, but there's, like, fucking 82 countries in there or some garbage. I don't know, it's crazy. It's like, how do you keep it all straight, man? We live in a very diversified world, and sometimes I don't appreciate that as much as I probably should. I guess it just comes down to, like, we all sort of live in our own individualized bubbles. Sort of, we exist outside of each other's consciences. No, not consciences. Consciousness, I guess. We all exist in our own little heads, and that's all that we'll ever be able to experience is the world through our own brains and through our own eyes. We'll never be able to, as hard as we try, never be able to experience the world through someone else's eyes or see someone else's direct perspective. We can have them explain their perspective to us and tell them how they feel about certain things in extreme detail because the languages that we've developed give us the tools to do that in pretty accurate, significant detail, especially with the English language having words for, like, fucking everything lately. And, but yeah, you'll never be able to know, like how do I know that you and me see the same color the same way that you and me see? Is my red blue for you, or is your green my green too? Could it be true we see different hues? And say we do, then how will we discover this fact? And even if we did, would there be any impact? I don't think it would affect us personally, but I think it would have a ripple effect on the interior design industry. Name that quote. That one's an easy one. That should be an easy reference for any seasoned YouTube veterans to pick up on. Ooh, raw liver. We are actually just, like, stocking up so hard on these red heart containers. I'm happy for it, honestly. I don't even mind that we're missing out on deals with the devil or angel potentially, just because we have the sheer raw survivability. Like, don't get me wrong, deals with the devil are nice, but there's kind of a fine line you have to walk between having enough HP to survive and having enough, like, power from those deals in order to survive in a different way. In order to thrive, I guess. Survive and thrive. That was my go-to name on all my Minecraft worlds back in the day. Survive and thrive, because that's kind of the general nature of the game. I haven't played Minecraft in a very long time. You know what I hadn't played in a very long time, and then I suddenly, like, got back into, because one of my friends is, like, super into it, and he, like, kind of talked me into trying it back out for a little while, and now I'm hooked. It's goddamn RuneScape, my dudes. RuneScape, is that still a thing that people do? And apparently, yes, it is. It's, like, divided into two factions now. There's, like, old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3, I think. And it's like the two factions may never interact lest the blood of World War III be spilt. It's intense, but yeah, I spent like maybe 6 or 7 years back in the day, back in like my high school, middle school days, playing RuneScape. Like, we go on our computer labs in middle school, and once I was done with my project, would take like all of 5 minutes, because it was like, oh, do you know how to rename a document? It's like, of course, duh. And it's like, okay, class is over, do whatever you want, and you can go on and play RuneScape, and we would all play RuneScape together in class, and it was great times. I had no idea what I was doing back then as a kid, and like coming back to it now, I'm like, I remember a lot of this, but a lot of it seemed like a lot harder back in the day, or like it took a lot longer. I don't know, did anyone else out there ever play RuneScape? Like anyone watching right now? I imagine some people in my demographic did. I don't know, I feel like it was either like a RuneScape, you were either a RuneScape kid or a World of Warcraft kid, or maybe neither. Maybe you were just like a kid who played sports or something nerdy like that. Fucking loser. Going out there playing playing football, coming like working your way up to quarterback or whatever, and I'm sitting here on my computer trying to complete Monkey Madness so I can wield a dragon scimitar, and it's like, yeah, who's the nerd now? I'm very accomplished. Thanks to RuneScape, I know what the word woad means. It's a blue type of leaf that is often used to create dye. How about them apples? That actually helped me in a board game at one point in my life. I don't know. It's a good time. Like, RuneScape is a lot of fun, but I don't want to get too into it because it is a very addictive experience. Especially with all the like new stuff that they've added recently. It's like they've got like, oh, here's all this stuff that you can get for like completing the game. Like completing the game. Like you get a max cape or a completionist cape or whatever. And it takes so goddamn long because you have to train up all your skills or whatever. So much time and effort put into it, and you don't really get much out of it, but entertainment, which is, it has its own intrinsic value, obviously. It's probably enough about RuneScape, though. I don't want to get too inside baseball on that, of all things. And don't worry, it's not like RuneScape videos are going to be coming to the channel or anything. I think I'll save that for other channels, because like as much as I enjoy the game RuneScape, the community is a bit hit or miss. YouTubers that I have seen that do RuneScape, they basically only do RuneScape for the most part, and they're fine. They're like good people, but like they have so many videos where they talk about like things that are either controversial or like toxic to the community, and it's like, man, how cancerous can one place be? It's almost as bad as the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom, am I right? Oh man, rustling all sorts of jimmies today. In truth, I don't know that much about Sonic the Hedgehog or its community beyond like what I've seen from Retsupre and stuff, which is obviously a bit of a biased opinion. I'm gonna digress here though, so like I don't step on anyone else's toes like I probably already have here. I don't know, maybe I'm throwing people for a bit of a nostalgia trip too, talking about RuneScape and Sonic of all things. What year is this? 2005, man? Back when YouTube was a dating website? How's the game looking? How are we doing in this run here? It is a challenge run after all. We kind of need to have our focus all well and good. I mean, we haven't really got much to speak about on this run. We haven't gotten any different like sort of benefits. We're basically operating under the same sort of conditions that we had at the very beginning of the run, except that we have like a lot more HP. And oh good, we got a single bomb out of that. Joy to the world. Yeah, other than that though, ooh, there's not much to say about this run, and there's that cosmetic chest that just appeared in the previous room. Apparently I was looking at some of the patch notes, and apparently that cosmetic chest, as I've come to call it, it appears once you have a certain number of items that modify your appearance. It'll start appearing every floor after you get that many items. I don't know how many items it is, or if it changes depending on the run, because I think there are some items that don't actually modify your appearance. At least not, like, significantly. But it's cool that it does start appearing, and I guess it's an incentive to get a lot of items really early on. I mean, you should have that incentive just by playing the game, because items are what make you powerful, but I will go back and bomb that cosmetic chest, just because it seems to be a good source for consumables. Which is nice. It's nice that it's not just like a cosmetic thing, and that if you have a bomb, you can make use of it if you want to. You can also dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. And if you... I lose track of the lyrics there, but there are no friends of mine. Ooh, we got... What? Oh god, I didn't mean to touch it actually, but we got... Dude, we got the silver dollar, but I can't take it. I guess they don't let you get rid of Rainbow Worm on this challenge. I like that. I like Happy Isaac. I mean, it makes sense that they don't want you to get rid of Rainbow Worm, because it is, at times, a deleterious trinket, although I haven't been noticing it that much on this run. And it's also part and parcel with the theme of the challenge. But man, I wanted the silver dollar. That would have actually been somewhat helpful, potentially. If we can find ourselves a mom's purse or a belly button on this floor, then we can maybe go back for that. Maybe not, though. I'm not sure if it only lets us have the one trinket. In which case, I feel like mom's purse would be a bit of a waste of money. So hopefully it'll just be like belly button from our boss or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when push comes to shove. I'm enjoying these Death's Touch tiers whenever they come around, though. It's like you gotta deal with like the wheat and the chaff when it comes to $3 bill, right? You get like shit like this, or it's just like normal tiers or whatever. You get sometimes like really short range tiers for number 1. Then you get things like 2020 or Death's Touch, and it's just like you just gotta go with the tide, man. Go with the flow. Am I the only one out there who like is really like I'm enamored with tides, man? That's like a very strange thing to say, probably, that you're enamored with the tides. But like just the whole process of it is so interesting to me. And I couldn't even really begin to tell you why. But there's something just like majestic and hypnotic about tidal patterns and how they work and how like the moon influences in it and how the sun influences it and all that stuff. It's like, it's a beautiful process, man. Nature in general is very beautiful. I mean, I'm going off on far too many tangents right now, but you gotta fill this dead air somehow, right? I mean, what else would I be talking about? Ooh, look at me no-scope this this globin over here. This black globin just gets destroyed by my randomized tiers. Oh, look at these guys. They're full of flies. What are they, fake news? Okay, well, I don't even know what that sentence means, but it's but fake news is a hot button topic right now, so I really, really hate that fake news has become like a term. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Can't fake news just mean like inauthentic journalism? Like actually though? Cuz like that's what it's supposed to mean. But I don't think people use it that way. They just say, like, anything that they disagree with now is fake news. That's basically, like, kind of the joke that's been spun into. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people who use it, use the term fake news, use it very ironically. Because it was sort of spun from a web of irony. But, like, at the same time, every time I hear it, it's just like, can we not? Can we not use it like that? Can we use the English language as it was intended to be used? Instead of like making these contrivances for our own benefit. I don't know. I guess that's how languages kind of evolve, right? So, like, I imagine there are some words that wouldn't have come into use if we hadn't had situations similar to this fake news situation. Although I highly doubt we're going to be seeing the term fake news appear at any point in Merriam-Webster or anything like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure stuff like YOLO is in there now, isn't it? But that one's like at least a little more understandable. It's an actual acronym. Fake news is just a term. It's like 2 words that go together, and it's just become too memey now. That's the thing, is that memes very much define our culture nowadays, I guess. So you should come to expect that even places like the dictionary are not safe. The dictionary is my religion as far as I'm concerned. Come on. Oh god. No! No! I didn't mean to pick the negative. God damn it. That was a travesty what just happened there. She was like 1 hit away from death, and I had my 100% deal chance. And she hit me right as she died, and then I picked up the negative, and it all just went to shit. I mean, it's okay. It's not like the difference between the negative and the Polaroid is monumental on this run of all things, because like we're probably not going to get any benefit from either, in all reality. But still, man, just on sheer principle. I was actually a little worried that I was going to blow that guy up, but thankfully did not. Hopefully we'll get something nice out of him. More HP, you know what? Let's shoot for the moon on this run. Try and get as much HP as we can. See if we can find a secret room containing Black Lotus or something. Or randomly come across the body. Have I even unlocked the body? I'm not sure. It's one of the lost unlocks. I think it might be like the only one that I've unlocked out of the lost unlocks. Like the only item like that, you know? Because there's the 3 items that are sort of this part of the same pool there. I guess technically kind of 4, if you count Godhead. But there's like the mind, the body, and the soul. And I think I've only unlocked one of them, which I think is the body, but I'm not fully positive. We'll take Bumbo. Why not, man? Welcome to the party. It's a little late to be showing up. It's like you're showing up in the 11th hour or whatever. I almost said the 19th hour, which doesn't make much sense, but, you know. You know, it's one of those 20-hour stream marathons or something. Yeah, I'm a hipster. I'm too edgy for your 24-hour streams. I'm only going to do 20. I wonder if there are people out there like that who just do 20-hour marathons. I mean, 20 hours is still a lot, don't get me wrong, but at that point, wouldn't you just go for the 24? Just to say that you did. Say you did a full day stream. Something I would like to do at some point. I just don't really have the means to do it or the opportunity to do it in my life right now. That may change in the future depending on how this whole YouTube thing pans out, and if we ever like branch out into Twitch. I would like to, but my computer's just not quite there. It's honestly kind of on its last legs, and I need to probably upgrade at some point in the future, which I am saving up for. So don't you fret. It'd honestly be nice because I've had this computer for like, oh god, I want to say like 7-8 years or something, and it was never meant to be a computer to handle like intensive processes like rendering videos, editing videos, even recording videos at times is like a bit of a stretch for it. And it's why my videos take so long to render, and also why they're not often in the best quality, or like, I mean, I know this is like, quality on these videos is fine. It took a while for me to get it there though, and it's still not like top of the line quality. It's just passable, you know, as far as YouTube quality goes these days. So I'd really like to, I know it would be expensive, but I'd like to invest in a computer that can actually has like the meat and the raw processing power, the blast processing to handle the necessary CPUs and RPMs and KYDs and KBDs and QQXs and I don't know. Half those acronyms mean nothing. It's taking a while to take out these Lokis, I can't help but notice. It's making me start to be a little bit concerned about my future on this run, because, again, I haven't really picked up anything that changes my position. It's still basically just $3 bill, which has taken us very far, actually, all things considered. The fact that we've only gotten, like, HP at $3 bill on this run is kind of a miracle. And, you know, Rainbow Baby helps, but it can only take it so far. It's Rainbow Baby, crying out loud. But we are nearing the end of this run at any rate, so not going to be too concerned about it for too much longer. If I could have gotten the silver dollar, it might have been a different story. I might have been able to make a couple more plays in this run than I otherwise might have been able to, but ow, that's just rude. I mean, our main avenue for furthering the lifespan of this run, or furthering the power of this run, is probably getting a deal with the devil, but I don't know how likely that's going to be on this floor, especially now that we don't have any spirit heart buff or anything. And with rooms like this coming like on the regular, it could really throw us off, because I have to be kind of on top of my dodging game in order to survive against large waves of enemies like this for a decent while. Hold on, I had to stop firing there so I could rub my nose. Which is a lame excuse, I know, but man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. I think it'll be like a library here, if I had to guess, because it's only got one lock, and it can't be a shop, obviously, because we didn't get silver dollar. Not that I'm bitter or anything. Here we go. Ooh, we got a spirit heart. Lucky ass random spirit heart. We also have Book of Shadows here, which is actually like extremely helpful because we have Cube of Meat as well. So we can do extremely high damage very quickly against certain enemies now, but only like once every 3 rooms, which is still like very decent, and will be enough to get us through the last couple bosses here anyway. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to handle It Lives, because that's kind of a bit of a tankier boss, obviously, but I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll manage. We've managed up to this point, and it's obviously not the hardest challenge in the world. If it was, we wouldn't have been able to go off on all the tangents that we did in this video. Would have had to talk about the game and all that boring stuff. Alright, I mean, like Double Moon Fragmented Card is a pretty cool trinket, but again, I can't take it, so c'est la vie, man. I've missed out on so many cool trinkets on this run because I'm not allowed to take another one. Like Silver Dollar, Fragmented Card, or Double Moon, or whatever the hell it's called. Left Hand, obviously, was a big one. And I mean, I'm fine with it. It's not like Rainbow Worm is that bad of a trinket. It's honestly, like, kind of fun. Kind of keeps my interest in this run, and it's like, ooh, what's going to happen next? Okay. I mean, I could invest in that and try and cheese my way down to the Dark Room or something if I really wanted to. I don't think I really want to, though. You know, as fun as this run has been up to this point, I don't think it's necessarily Dark Room worthy. Color me crazy, maybe, but come on, let me get through this room. If I can just get through this room, I can use Book of Shadows on the boss, and we can actually get a fucking deal. Like, with the Devil or Angel, I don't care which. I have a 55% chance of a deal with the Angel. I'm not sure where that extra 5% is coming from, but I'm glad to have it. So we can at least, like, basically neuter one half of Loki here. Maybe both halves? I mean, we did a pretty sizable amount to the second half of Loki as well, but we just gotta get through the last bit of this fight without getting hit, and we'll be okay. I'm gonna hold this strength card in my back pocket for the It Lives fight, or for, like, maybe a Krampus fight or something. It is a deal with the Angel, though, so let's see what we got. My God! Tell me I get all three of these and I don't have to pick one. I mean, if I have to pick one, I'm taking Sacred Heart. I wish I had gotten all three. That would have been too overpowered, though. I am seeing what they meant by deals with the devil have, or deals with the Angel have been altered, though. That's pretty swanky, man. I'm even gonna fight the Angel just to show my gratitude. That was a much more viable option than you ever see out of a deal with the Angel in the past. I also saw a patch note about either a new item or trinket. I can't remember what it was. It was like something angelic something or other, and it makes it so that when you fight these angels, instead of dropping key pieces, they drop angel items, which is a very interesting concept, and it's actually could prove quite valuable. Because if you need the key pieces, then you can just carry the trinket and drop it when you fight the angel statues, and then just carry on, pick it up, so that the next time you fight the angel statues, you can actually still get something of value out of it. Although I know they don't drop the key pieces anymore after you've gotten both key pieces, so I don't know how that would interact necessarily with that trinket. Would it make it so, like, they just drop nothing, even though you have the trinket? Or, I don't know. Not entirely clear on how that would work, but we'll have time to play with it and figure it all out. I should do this, actually. Try and get something out of this. Okay, that's 2/3 of the way to spun, so I mean, if we can somehow finagle one last syringe out of this, which we could if we find another beggar, then we'll be in business here. I mean, finally, in the last two goddamn floors, basically just the last floor, because Sacred Heart was at the tail end of that floor. We're finally getting some good stuff, though. That's the way Isaac is sometimes. It's a cruel mistress. It's like, oh, you managed to prove your worth by making it this far on the back of $3 bill alone. Here, have fucking Sacred Heart. Also, Little Delirium and, like, fucking, what was the other one? Like, the Rosary or something. Both still good items. And they're just there, you know. They're just there to watch you and enjoy in your revelry as you pick up a Sacred Heart. It's so good, dude. I love the Sacred Heart. It's so bad. Oh, Curved Horn. Yet another trinket that I wish I could take. How lovely. That's really the one item I was missing out on this run, was something to hold a second trinket. Amnesia's a bit of a bitch, but we're nearing the end of the run anyway, so I'm not going to complain too much. The game's been quite kind to me at this point, so I think I can hold off on complaining. I just hope that the boss is down in this direction. I don't want to have to head back up in any direction that I didn't try to remember where I came from or anything. Looks like we're on a pretty good roll down here, though, so... Okay, this is a bit of a tight situation. These portals are going to throw things off. Manu, you're also going to throw me off, and I'm going to throw you out the window if you don't stop meowing right in my ear. Not actually going to throw her out the window, although she would land on her feet, in theory. but it's like a 3-story window, so probably not the best idea. I mean, I've heard cats can can pretty easily survive like a 2-story drop. So 3 stories should not be that much more out of the question, but still, it's my cat, man. I'm not gonna throw her out a window. What am I even talking about? Why are we even having this discussion? At any rate, we got the boss fight here, so this will be the last one of the game. We don't even have access to Hush, even if we had made it within the 30-minute time frame, because that's just how these runs work. If it ends at Mom's Heart, there is no chance for the Hush fight to spawn. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. I'll go ahead and stand in here and just basically lay waste to It Lives. No problems whatsoever. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's one more challenge in the bucket. In the bucket? In the bank. D8 has appeared in the basement. I actually really like that die. Let me check my stats really quick, because I still have this notification here. 100 deaths, yeah. I don't know if someone was actually counting that, or if, like, I showed off my stats screen at some point there that showed off 100 deaths. I don't think I did, but there it is. Last video was death 100. I don't know whether that's good or bad. I'm not entirely sure how many runs I've had. I mean, I have 63 mom kills and 100 deaths, so I don't know. That doesn't seem that great to me, but we're having fun regardless. We're making good progress. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now. So next time we'll be doing an Apollyon Greedier mode run, and then we'll have to go back around the circle and see who we missed in this Greedier mode action. We've only got a couple people left to go though, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and or comment down below. It really helps out the channel. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I post a single Isaac video every single day. So far in 2017 anyway. Fingers crossed that we can keep that one up. It's a good streak. I'd like to keep it going. I'm going to get out of here for now though. So have yourselves a good day. This is ArgonMatrix signing out. Thank you and good night.